Hi, welcome to Kay's Tiny House. It has been a very long time since my last update. I kind of took a month off and I've been working on the house. Nothing led to warrant an update, but I realized it's been long enough that an update would be welcome. So, since I talked to you last, I have grouted the bathroom floor tile. I learned that I enjoy grouting 100 times more than I do setting in the tile. So that was interesting. I used a epoxy light grout. I think it's called Spectralock. And I got one that was already had a tint to it, so I didn't have to mix in a color, and it worked straight out of the bucket. It was a little pricey, but that convenience totally made it worth it. So today I am going to clear out some of these egregiously filled grout lines. I have a trusty blade knife that I may need to replace, but I've been clearing these out so that I have a good space for grout. And then one tile did come up, but that makes sense because it's on this lip where the shower pan is. So I will fix that and then I will grout. So I got the Spectralock pre-mixed grout in almond, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna put on gloves. These are my tools. I have a couple buckets of water and a sponge to clean as I go. I have a grout float to actually apply the grout, a trowel to help me work with the grout, and a blade to help me cut off any additional thin set, and then a clean microfiber cloth to wipe it down. Seems like a lot. Okay, let's see what happens. So this is my first pass. Not too shabby. So I've been grouting for an hour and a half or so, and this is how it's looking. So this is what it was like before and after. Before, after. So this is the next day, and it's not looking bad, huh? I did that, and that was a breeze. So I will definitely be using the same stuff for the wall. I just went through my old footage and I totally forgot that I had also installed the ceiling of the bathroom, and I had primed it and I painted it, and that was a lot of work. And my brain just right out until I saw the footage and was like, oh yeah, I did do all that. So yeah, Phil helped me out on cutting a couple pieces of leftover of the 1/2-inch plywood. We just made the ceiling that way for the bathroom. Totally forgot. Today we are going to put up the ceiling for the bathroom. So I am waiting on Phil to come join me so we can start cutting some wood for the bathroom ceiling, just behind that wall. So while I'm here, I'm just chilling. Got my mini split on turbo because it's super hot out. I've got a tiny Coca-Cola and I'm liking it. I'm liking being in my house.
Halfway to greatness.
More than halfway to greatness. We did a whole 4-foot sheet at 76 and
A quarter.
a quarter. And now we've got a slightly uneven sliver. Now my plan was to then do the wall tile, but I got tired of tiling, so I decided to move forward with kitchen cabinets. Now this is very exciting because everyone loves a kitchen cabinet. I decided to build my own cabinets, and the place that designed my tiny house, Summit Tiny Homes, they had designed the cabinet structure for the kitchen. And that was great. It helped us determine where to put certain things like the outlet for the refrigerator and the gas line for the stove and the plumbing for the kitchen sink. But to build the actual cabinets, we had to get precise measurements. So we remeasured everything in the real life, in the real space.
She's not gonna hit
She'll
him.
never hit phase 10 as long as she can reach it.
That's the
right?
problem. She's
That
a
is the
shepherd's-
problem.
she's a
Well,
shepherd's
and
hook.
wait, and like hooks right here for her charcuterie.
Oh yeah, right in front of the
hang.
I'm making my own prosciutto. And this was the part that was, to me, very painstaking. I understand the process. I just didn't enjoy the process. But designing cabinets are not my forte. I have learned. Oh, hi, Taco Bean. So, when designing the cabinets, I had to draw out every single cabinet to scale, draw it how we were going to build it. There were a few things that we had to figure out, one being that the toe kick, so the part underneath the cabinet where your little toes can fit, I wanted those to be push to open drawers just to add a little bit of space. But we had to figure out what to make them out of because the base of the cabinets is the structural integrity, like it needs to bear the weight of the cabinets. So for them to be open in this way, we had to figure out how to give them enough structural integrity. We also looked up, I was like, this is not a thing I invented, I saw it online. So I found some drawers online and we were able to kind of mimic how those seemed to be built so that we could build ours. That was very cool. There are a lot of questions to answer when you're building cabinets. Do you want a face frame? Yes, no. If yes, how big of a face frame? What kind of doors do you want? Are they inset, overlay? Are they gonna have a design on them? How close do they need to be to one another? For your drawers, like what size drawers do you want? When you go with custom cabinets, all these decisions are yours. So I decided to go with wherever there was a stack of drawers, each drawer, it kind of went small drawer, medium size, large drawer, and they would be the same sized height drawers for any drawer stack. So I can go through left to right how we went this out, because this was like super fascinating to me. If you're not interested in this, I'm sorry. But Phil, alongside us, put all of our measurements into a sketch CAD. So that was really cool to be able to see them in a 3D model. Facing the kitchen sink in that window, you have a stack of drawers. Then the dishwasher, so that's just an open space. Then the kitchen sink cabinet. So luckily I had already purchased a sink, so we knew exactly, like, it's an undermount, it has like the farmhouse thing, so we knew we could measure where to frame it out. Then there's another stack of drawers. Then that's the corner, and then there's going to be a door, and that'll be one of those tricky larger corner cabinet situations. So I'll have to find a way to easily access that hard to reach space, but I've seen a bunch of cool solutions online, so I think that'll be fine. Then it's the stove range and the oven. I've decided to go with a toaster oven air fryer thing because I couldn't find an oven that I liked. So I just thought this will be easier. It's electric, it'll be fine. Then on the right side of that is another set of drawers, and then there is the fridge. Now what's tricky here is that the wheel well sticks out. We had to design around the wheel well, which meant that things were shorter at the bottom than up top. So we had to figure all of that out. Like, I know what size fridge I want, so we were able to measure to a height that will fit most apartment-sized fridges. And then on the right of that will be 2 pantry drawers. So they'll be like the tall drawers with a bunch of shelves in them to house dry goods. So we built all of that. While we figured all of that, made sure we understand the toe kick, understood the drawer, understood the doors, understood everything that we were making, we could then estimate how much wood to buy. It was funny because I did a method of just counting how many I thought could fit. That's my MO. It's just like draw it up in a PowerPoint or draw a grid and like count them off. Doug wrote down all the pieces that he would need and counted from there. Phil used a woodcutter optimizer thing. And I think that worked really well actually, because his estimate for how much wood we need was like way lower than mine or Doug's. So that's cool. We'll see how it works out in the end, but I think that was a good money saver for me. Then we were ready to go get the wood. So I love going to Fine Lumber and Plywood here in Austin, Texas. It is a really fun big warehouse full of wood. So this is where I got the wood for my side paneling, and they just have nicer options than a box store like Home Depot or Lowe's. So Doug and I go there. Doug has an 8-foot bed in his truck, so that was like the perfect size to fit all his plywood. The salesman there, really knowledgeable, nice guy, just spitting out lots of facts that I was just like, I don't know how much of this I need to retain. It was just like 10% of this wood comes from this country, and 15% of this wood comes from this country, and 5% of this wood comes from this country. And here we have, he was like a hummingbird. He just talked really, really fast and like flitted around the warehouse. It was really funny to show us like what options I had. So that was a really fun experience. I ended up going with We unpacked those and then we started to build. So right now I have only built face frames and we're starting on the toe kick boxes and drawers. How'd you get over there, buddy? You got out somehow. Come back. Come on. Come on, Circle. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Not gonna leave it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will report back shortly on cabinet progress. Bye.